Good evening, I'm Christy Casciano.
And I'm Rod Wood. Syracuse gangs continue to cause fear and misery in city neighborhoods. Children have gotten caught in their crossfire. Rashad Walker Jr. was Syracuse's youngest homicide victim, just 20 months old, shot and killed in 2010 by a bullet meant for his father. There have been hundreds of shootings, and gang wars have claimed more than 50 lives in the past 2 decades.
Well, efforts to find solutions have not slowed in continued federal prosecution of gang members. It's dangerous and complex work, as you're about to see. Photojournalist Jack Estabrook and I were given rare access in a 2-day ride-along with a gang violence task force on the police beat.
Once we cross over here, we're going to start hitting into the bricks.
When you ride with these detectives, there's a lot to take in.
So everything you see to the right is all Bricktown.
Bricktown, one of 19 gangs in the city.
So the Bricktown gang has actually absolved a lot of other gangs in the area. You see what used to be boot camp, which is further south here, pretty much falls underneath them now.
And they resort to violence to protect their lucrative drug turfs.
Yeah, this is definitely probably one of the worst areas in terms of drug activity.
Right here?
Yeah. A lot of heroin.
That's tough for the kids.
It is. I mean,
it's all around them.
And they're looking out, they're playing in the yard, seeing hand-to-hands down the street, you know?
Hand-to-hands meaning?
Hand-to-hand drug transactions, I'm sorry.
And there are new legal frustrations to deal with.
With the new raise the age policy, it's enabled older members to get a larger target group, to give them guns, to run the drugs, and just overall use them as tools.
So if I have you carry this gun, if I have you carry this dope or sell drugs, you know, for you doing this, I'm going to give you some money. And, you know, being a young kid who doesn't like a little bit of money in their pocket.
So the gangs are arming the kids?
Yes.
Her car was parked at an angle at the store facing Merriman, facing the shop across the street. She has one, looks like a ricochet off the windshield.
And we saw how families in neighborhoods dominated by gangs are reeling as we rolled up on the aftermath of a shootout.
You got it?
Yeah, there's one. Possibly up to 6 more.
Wow. Possibly up to 6 more. The overwhelming majority of shootings in Syracuse are gang-related, often with unintended targets.
Are you out with the victim on that? I said there must have been some shots that occurred over here, and I actually impacted a vehicle, ricocheted off a vehicle that's parked over here in the lot. Oftentimes, these are unrelated persons that are, you know, victims of the shooting.
Like the woman you see here. Her whole family was in that vehicle, and she's lucky that she's alive.
Certainly.
Right? That must have been so terrifying for you.
Yeah.
How many shots were fired?
It was a lot of them. I can't even count. I just know they all just started going off. And it was more than one gun. It definitely was more than one gun.
She's right. We obtained an audio recording of the shootout, revealing 7 shots rang out.
My kids was in the seat, and my little sister with Down syndrome was in that back seat. And I was waiting for her, just sitting there listening to my music and waiting for her. And the next thing you know, I just heard a lot of gunshots. And my son was like, "Mommy," he's 13 years old. He was like, "Mommy, they shooting." And, "Oh my God, Mommy, something just hit the windshield."
Oh my God.
And all I could know, I panicked. My thought was, she in the store, but I got to get my kids out of here. I got to get them out of here.
Right. And you look at that now.
That could have been in my head. Gang activity, I'm being honest. It's a lot of, these corner stores need to stop these dudes from hanging around these stores. And that's where all of it comes from.
But there are no simple solutions.
All right, guys, there's been shootings in the 1500 area, 110 area, Brighton Brigade, Old Block areas. Let's focus our attention down there.
For the team working the streets and behind the scenes, assigned to the task of dismantling Syracuse gangs.
Anybody got anything else? Okay, be safe. Protect yourselves. What we do is we gather historical information against gangs within the city of Syracuse, and also current updated information. We do proactive investigations as well. My goal here as the gang supervisor here is to compile a team that has expertise in multiple areas within investigations here so that we can bring justice to these gangs. We use social media, we use certain documents that are provided through Onondaga Crime Analysis Center. Social media is today's gang graffiti, if you will.
Building new cases to federally prosecute violent gangs as an enterprise. What happened?
There was a shots fired incident on the north side. He was identified as a suspect.
And keeping the heat on gang members who've already been through the system.
We checked him, he's good. He's a known Pioneer Homes gang member, so obviously earlier we were checking the area, couldn't find him, but they spotted him over by Gage Court. He led the officers on a brief pursuit, and they ended up catching him over here. Well, it's at least one less person on the street that's involved in a lot of the violence.
I took the Rockets, Cowboys, and the Bucks. Baby, I'm on the news, I'm being recorded.
An hour later, another arrest.
Bricktown gang member has several truce warrants. He was in the attic. Sergeant Hillman had to go up, push him out, basically. He presented himself, saw his sneaker. Individual gave up. He's in custody now. It takes one gang member off the street for a little bit, and that'll curb any illicit activity that he might do if he was on the street.
And on the street, we also saw this.
Mr. How are you? I'm good, brother. You stay in trouble? You're not going to say hello to me today, what?
The detectives not just building cases, but trying to build trust.
Mr. Rodriguez, how are you? Good. What's up, fellas?
Yo, bring some seeds back, man. Somebody bring some seeds back.
Give me some money for some seeds.
There's more of a relationship with these guys than what everybody thinks. Throughout the investigations, they start to see us, they start working with us. You want me to be a movie star? Wouldn't that be something? Right? I think that 7 to 11-year-olds are often overlooked. You know, throughout the summer, many of them aren't eating lunches. They're not having any positive role model in front of them. And so they turn to the only thing that's steady in their neighborhood, which is these the gangs. All right, guys, be safe, all right?
I appreciate that.
Gangs, not so much the cause of violence, but perhaps the effects of distressed communities. Since 2003, 6 gangs, a total of 100 gang members, have been federally prosecuted. According to Syracuse police, from 2016 to 2018, 76% of the shootings with injury and homicides in the city were gang-related.